Check the DNA. Call the doctors. Don't do this to us.
There is no us anymore.
Marcus, look at him. He has your eyes. My eyes? Marcus's voice was a low, dangerous vibration. He didn't look at her. He looked at the child as if it were a ticking bomb. My eyes are the only thing in this room that aren't a lie. What are you saying? Elena whispered, her heart rate monitor beginning to spike. Beep, 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 beep. Marcus turned slowly. The grief in his face had cuddled into a mask of pure cold fury. How stupid do you think I am, Elena? We are both black. My parents are from Lagos, yours are from Salvador. There is no world, no universe where we produce a child that looks like a Scandinavian prince. Marcus, I swear to you, Elena sobbed, trying to sit up, her movement frantic. I have been faithful. I love you. I don't know how this is possible, but this is our son. Who is he? Marcus roared, slamming his fist against the medical monitor. The screen cracked. Was it the architect? Was it that old friend from the gallery? You've been parading your virtue while you carried another man's legacy inside you. You've made me a laughingstock before I've even stepped out of this room. It's not true, she screamed back, the raw emotion tearing at her throat. Check the DNA. Call the doctors. Don't do this to us. There is no us anymore, Marcus spat, his voice dripping with venom. I am a man of status. I have a reputation. Do you think I will walk into the club or the office carrying a child that looks like he belongs to the milkman? You brought a stranger into my house. You brought shame to a lineage I spent decades building. He grabbed his coat, his movements sharp and violent. I'm calling my lawyer. Consider this marriage dissolved. You can take your miracle and go find the man who actually painted him that color. I am done wasting my life on a harlot. He didn't look back. The heavy acoustic door clicked shut like a guillotine. The room exploded into motion. Two nurses, Nurse Hannah and Dr. Aris, rushed in. Elena was hyperventilating, her hands clawing at the sheets. Breathe, Elena. Look at me, Dr. Aris commanded, checking her vitals. He's gone. He thinks I cheated. He thinks... Her voice broke into a harrowing wail that echoed down the quiet hallway of the luxury wing. Nurse Hannah picked up the baby, cradling him expertly. Elena, look at his ears. Look at the bridge of his nose. He is the image of Marcus. Then why is he white? Elena gasped, her eyes wild. Dr. Aris sighed, his face softening with pity. It's a rare phenomenon, but it happens. Genetic mutations or perhaps altavism, where recessive genes from centuries ago suddenly surface. Or it could be a specific type of albinism that only affects the skin and hair. He is biologically yours, Elena, and he is biologically Marcus. It doesn't matter, Elena whispered, her face turned to stone as she watched the rain hit the window. Hours later, the room was quiet. Elena's sister Sarah arrived, breathless and angry. I saw him in the parking lot. He looked like he'd seen a ghost. He told me to tell you to have your things out by Monday. Elena looked down at the baby in her arms. The child opened his eyes. They were piercing, familiar grey. Marcus's eyes. He wants a divorce? Elena asked, her voice no longer trembling. It was cold. It was European steel. He's already drafted a statement, Sarah replied. Good, Elena said. She kissed the baby's pale forehead. Let him go. Let him spend the rest of his life wondering why his son has his face but will never use his name. I'm not going back to the apartment, Sarah. We're going to the villa in France. I'm going to raise a king. And when Marcus realizes what he threw away, when the DNA test proves he's the fool, I will make sure the gates are locked. Marcus, stop. You're acting like a madman. You haven't even seen the lab results. I don't need a lab to tell me I've been cuckolded. I walked into that room expecting an heir, Julian. Instead, I found a child that looks like it belongs in a Swiss village. Do you know what the partners at the firm are saying? The white ghost of Mayfair. That's what they'll call me. So, you are divorcing her because of your ego, because of what the firm thinks? I'm divorcing her because she betrayed the sanctity of this marriage. I gave her everything. I want her out of this house by midnight. Change the code, call the concierge. Elena, the preliminary DNA results are back. I ran them through the accelerated lab. And the probability of paternity for Marcus Vance is 99.9%. The child is his. Elena, a sharp, painful intake of breath. Say it again. He is the father. What we are looking at is a rare case of oculocutaneous albinism type 2. It is a genetic fluke. Both you and Marcus carry a recessive gene that remained dormant for generations. It has nothing to do with race. It's a cellular glitch. Elena, a cellular glitch. My husband destroyed our life over a glitch. Sarah, we have to call him, Elena. We have to show him this. Elena, no. He doesn't get to see this. Not yet. Marcus is standing by his car looking at the water. His phone buzzes. It's a message from Elena. No text, just a photo of the DNA certificate. Marcus whispering, no, it's not possible. He frantically dials her number, declined. He dials again, blocked. Suddenly, a black SUV pulls up behind his car. Sarah steps out. She looks at him with pure disgust. Sarah, I saw the results. I made a mistake. I was in shock. Where is she? I need to bring them home. Home? You threw her clothes in the hallway, Marcus. You called her a harlot in front of the hospital staff. I'll fix it. I'll buy her the villa in Tuscany she wanted. I'll make a public apology. Elena doesn't want a villa. She's already at the airport. She told me to give you this. Sarah hands him a small velvet box. Inside is his wedding ring and a single tuft of the baby's blonde hair. She said to tell him, you wanted a black child. Since you don't recognize this one, you don't deserve the mother either. Goodbye, Marcus. Elena is walking towards a small private plane, the baby strapped to her chest in a designer carrier. She looks regal, wearing dark sunglasses despite the night. The pilot greets her. Ready for Nice, Miss Vance? It's not Miss Vance anymore, just Elena. And yes, we're ready. She looks back at the London skyline one last time. Her phone rings. It's Marcus again. She looks at the screen, a cold smack playing on her lips, and drops the phone into a trash bin as she boards the plane. Elena to the baby. It's just us now, Leo, and by the time your father sees you again, you will be the king of an empire he can't touch. 6 months have passed. Elena is sitting on a terrace overlooking the Mediterranean. She looks different. Her hair is cut into a sharp professional bob, and she's wearing a tailored cream-colored suit. She's on a video call. Elena in fluent French. Yes, buy the shares. I want a controlling interest in the Vance Group's European subsidiary. Do it quietly. Sarah enters carrying Leo. The baby is thriving, his pale skin glowing in the sun, his eyes a piercing, intelligent gray. Sarah, the private investigator called. Marcus has been spotted at the clinic again. He's been hounding Dr. Aris for your location for months. Elena coldly, let him hound. He had the truth in his hand and he threw it away because he was worried about what his partners would think. Now I'm going to show him what real power looks like. Marcus looks terrible. He hasn't slept. His tie is loose and he looks older. He's surrounded by 4 older men in suits, the senior partners. Senior partner, Marcus, the scandal with your wife's departure was one thing, but now we're seeing a hostile takeover of our French branch. Someone is buying us out from under our noses. Marcus, I'm handling it. It's probably a hedge fund. Senior partner, it's not a fund. It's an individual, a Madame E. Santos. Does that name ring a bell? Marcus freezes. Santos, Elena's maiden name. Marcus whispering. She's not hiding. She's coming for me. Marcus has traveled to Paris, desperate to track down Madame Santos. The room is filled with the European elite,
Diamonds, champagne, and whispers. Suddenly, the room goes silent. Elena enters. She is glowing, draped in a gown that looks like liquid gold. On her arm is a handsome, younger European billionaire, Adrian. Marcus pushes through the crowd, his face a mix of desperation and hope. Marcus, Elena, please. The security guards move to block him, but Elena raises a hand. She looks at Marcus as if he is a stranger she vaguely remembers from a bad dream. Marcus, you are looking tired. Marcus, ignoring the crowd. I've seen the papers. I've seen Leo's medical files. I was a fool. I was blind. Please let me see my son. I'll do anything. I'll give you back the apartment, the money. Elena, stepping closer, her voice a low, lethal silk. You think I want your apartment? Marcus, I just bought the building your office is in. I didn't come here to reconcile. I came here to watch you realize that the disgrace you walked away from was the only thing that made you a man. Marcus, he is my blood, Elena. You can't keep a father from his son. Elena, a father? A father stands by the cradle when the world is doubting. You stood by the door. You chose your reputation over your blood. So now you can have your reputation, but you will never hold him. You will never hear him call you Papa. Adrian stepping forward, placing a hand on Elena's waist. Is there a problem here, darling? Elena, no, Adrian, just a ghost from the past. He was just leaving. Marcus stands in the center of the gala, the flashbulbs of the paparazzi capturing the humiliation. He is the most powerful lawyer in London, but in this room, he is nothing. Elena turns her back on him, laughing at something Adrian says. As she walks away, she glances at her phone, a photo of Leo sleeping safely at the villa. Elena, voiceover. The world didn't recognize you because you are different, Leo. But now, they'll bow to you because I've made sure you own the world.
Marcus is surrounded by a team of elite defense attorneys. He looks manic, driven by a mixture of regret and obsession. I don't care what it costs. I want a mandatory custody hearing in an international court. She's hiding my son in France.
Marcus, the optics are terrible. You publicly denied the child. You filed for divorce on the grounds of infidelity, which the DNA proved was false. If we go to court, she will destroy your reputation. My reputation is already gone. Did you see the tabloids? The man who refused his own miracle? I need that boy. He is a Vance. He's the only legacy I have. Marcus visits his mother, Lady Vivian, a stern woman of Nigerian aristocratic descent. She is looking at the photos of the baby in the newspaper. Mother, I'm suing her. I'm bringing Leo home. Vivian, her voice trembling. Stop it, Marcus. Drop the lawsuit. Why? Because of the scandal? I'm doing this for our bloodline. Vivian, standing up, her face pale. Our bloodline is exactly why you must stop. You called that child a wife ghost. You shouted that it wasn't in our blood. She walks to an old safe and pulls out a weathered sepia-toned photograph from the 1920s. It shows a black man in a military uniform standing next to a woman who looks exactly like Leo. Pale skin, light eyes. This was your great-grandfather's sister. She was born just like your son. We hid her away because the world back then wasn't kind. The gene has been in our family for a century, Marcus. You didn't just reject a baby, you rejected your own history. Marcus collapses into a chair, the weight of his ignorance finally crushing him. Elena is watching the sunset when she hears footsteps. She doesn't turn around. She knows the gate. It's Marcus. He has bypassed her security. You are trespassing, Marcus. My guards are only 5 minutes away. Marcus, he sounds broken. I talked to my mother. I saw the photos, Elena. I didn't know. It was in my blood all along. Elena, turning around, her eyes like flint. Does that make it better? You only want him now because he's officially yours? If the DNA had been a mistake, would you still be standing here? I love you. I was scared of the world's laughter. And that is why you will never be a father. A father fears nothing except losing his child. You feared the whispers of men in suits more than losing us. Marcus reaches into his pocket and pulls out a legal envelope. I came here to give you these custody papers. I was going to fight you. Go ahead, try. Marcus, he rips the papers in half and lets the wind take them over Lekif. But I'm not going to fight. I'm going to surrender. I'm resigning from the firm. I'm leaving the country. I'm giving you everything. The London house, the holdings, all of it. Why are you telling me this? Because I know you, Elena. You want me to suffer. And the greatest suffering isn't poverty. It's knowing that my son is growing up to be a better man than me, and I'll only ever see it from a distance. He turns to walk away but stops. Just tell him one thing when he's older. Tell him his father was a coward who learned the truth too late. Elena watches him walk into the darkness. For a moment, her cold mask slips and a single tear falls. But then, she hears Leo crying from the villa. She wipes her face, turns her back to Marcus for the final time, and walks toward the light of the house.